Again, welcome to the press this morning. If you're just joining us, well, the first part of this segment is over and we're down to the analysis, and we've joined with our guest, who is, of course, the president of Arewa Youth Council. He's not a president, but than Comrade Shagari. I get Dogo Shagari. Yes, I remember then we had the name which should come first. So it's good to have you join us.
Happy to meet you too.
You're welcome to the studio.
Thank you, my sister.
Okay, and there's also a reminder that you can also be part of this whole show by, of course, calling in to let us know, of course, about your own opinion as to the headlines we read to you earlier in the day by dialing the phone number on your screen.
All right, Comrade Dogo Shagari, you're welcome once again.
Thank you, my sister.
Now let's talk about what's really biting the hardest, if you ask me. On the Punch newspaper, they say FG denies subsidy return, more fuel stations short. NNPCL blames pockets of fuel queues on road delays as 25 refinery licenses idle over subsidy, says Kyari. Now, I'm sure you listened to the CEO of the NNPCL yesterday when he was making comments and also trying to be very careful not to specify when the refineries are going to be ready for operation. That's on the side. If you noticed, I don't know if you noticed as of yesterday that there were fuel queues, and in fact, if you're not so patient, you probably have to settle for black market again. It's seeming like there's some sort of hoarding of fuel all over again, while some persons are blaming the road. The NNPCL is blaming road for fuel queues. I want to get your opinion, as well as the issue of subsidy returning, because fuel price has not increased, but dollars seem to be increasing. It's about 1,000 plus as at the close of business yesterday. Let's get your opinion.
Well, thank you, KAFTAN TV. It's actually nice to meet you again, and also meet you on the issue that concern Nigeria. Well, is actually largely consumed by the the larger population of Nigeria in the obesity and even in the rural area, because it's only consumed by motorists. It's used in many means, generators and other, engine. Yes, I listened to the statement by the MD, Kyari. He has insisted to say that, and I'm very optimistic by his own position, that subsidy have not returned back to Nigeria. But it's also surprising to me as a concerned Nigeria, seeing queue in filling station. Even before my coming here, we were taking a fuel from queue, which I don't feel it is either the fault of Nigeria again. It is the fault of the marketers. Because I can still tell you, it's all about politics. We're living from one segment of argument to another argument. If you don't have to know, let me tell you, I'm not for government and I'm not against government, but I'm a realist who speak the opinions of the general Nigeria. If fuel have not returned, we cannot divert attention of the problem at hand. The crisis of fuel queue is to divert attention on some issue that is so worried to Nigeria embarrassment. So I'm saying that it is politics. Okay, because Kyari have told us that they are not paying subsidy. So how would they have queue in filling station?
What's that underlying issue you think that they are trying to divert attentions from?
That is why I say it's all about politics. Because if you watch very carefully, you see that for some time, Mr. President have not been in Nigeria. Okay. Are you aware? Are you aware that?
Well, there seem to be reports that they are looking for president, but I'm not sure where he is.
That is why I said there is something that we, Nigeria, should know that is to be created to divert attention. It is very unfortunate that Nigeria can become a mess state. Let me be very honest to you. A mess because we are scared to speak out, or we are scared to speak out the truth. Yes, I was here in this station to speak on the position of the young people concerning headlines on newspaper. But let me also inform you today that I'm also going to speak on truth, nothing but the truth. There is nothing like subsidy. If subsidy payment is, because we have not got another budget. Before subsidy is paying, you need to budget that money into the filtration account. I don't know if you understand me.
Absolutely.
So if these people have agreed that we have removed subsidy, according to what Mr. President said, the former president said, that I refuse to remove the subsidy because I don't want the Nigeria harassment. Now, the bold man came on board. On his inaugural speech, he said, no more subsidy. Are you with me?
Absolutely.
And since May 29, now it's September, October. We're talking about reversing subsidy. Where did the money come from that they pay those marketers? I want to ask all of you and ask Nigerians, where did they get the money to pay the marketer that the subsidy is returning back? Nigeria are looking for money. Nigerian economic situation is really getting more poorer because Nigerian naira is dead.
All right. NNPCL have said they remain, or they are the sole importer of petrol, as private companies cannot access forex. Do you think this in any way has is the rationale behind the queues we are beginning to see in some filling stations as at yesterday?
Well, I cannot doubt, government, because it is their decision. They work with policy. But I also want to say it as a concern Nigeria, it is not nice for Kyari to revise or to turn back, to make a U-turn. Or let me say, let it not turn to a child who has spit on the ground and licked it with his own tongues. It's not right. Let's be very honest to ourselves. It's not right. Nigeria are not only the consumer of the petroleum, we own petrol. So we should be major beneficiary before other country. It's like what you are saying in the areas of infrastructure. Some other country who use our products to build their houses, buy it in lesser quantity. And we that has the raw material, get it in higher cost. So the corruption is what's really playing out now.
Well,
okay.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
The corruption is what is really playing out, because he has not told Nigeria why he said the importer. You understand me? What do you say there?
The fact that they remain the sole importers of fuel.
That is the corruption. For everything to be properly done, in my own thinking, and in the thinking of larger Nigeria, you must get it right first before you make policy. I saw in LI today by Daily National Time, National Time, where they said our president should be able to know what he has on ground. You understand? Before he made the policy. That is one of the faults of this MD of NNPC. It's wrong for him to say, as the MD of NNPC, he does not know what he demand. He advanced the president to withdraw the subsidy. For me, corruption is sitting there.
Okay, but I would need to remind you that the subsidy had ended with President Buhari's administration, and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu only just announced it.
Yes.
And the question that I've been asking, that I am not sure you quite explained, is the fact that before now, they say, according to the PIA, the petrol will now be reflecting market realities. That's the price of petrol will now start reflecting market realities. So if the cost, the landing cost and everything increases, it means that petrol price would increase. If it reduces, it simply means that petrol price would reduce. But lately, we've discovered that forex that we use for the importation of fuel is going higher and higher against the dollar. So, and the petrol has stayed at the same rate so far. So, should we now say subsidy has somehow returned? Or where do we stand?
Well, in law, they will say it's technicality. Because what you have said, I'm just saying it in form of said it's technicality. In my own thinking, I don't believe subsidy have returned. In my own thinking. And in the simple clarification, we were buying petrol during Buhari at the cost of, I don't want to make a mistake, at the cost of, is it 2 something? 190 something, yes. 200. The petrol price jumped to 200%, 616 naira. And dollar is also running, as the petrol price ran to 616. Dollar also ran to 1,000. So I am still saying it to you that if you say you have not maybe be able to respond to it, corruption is hidden. It means there is something that they have failed to tell Nigeria. There is something that they have failed to tell Nigeria. Are you telling me that when President Tinubu said he has removed the subsidy, Kyari, did he counter it? No. It's not that they themselves who met and said, even the marketer, the importers agree that no more subsidy. The price of the product should jack for, because what is this subsidy? If I ask you, what is subsidy? There are certain individuals who Nigerians are paying. Not paying to refine this petrol. Not paying to import this petrol. Pay them, share the money just for nothing. Say, call them refinery maintenance. That is subsidy. Subsidy is not paying you. What is Olamide? They are not paying you to import fuel for consumption of Nigeria. They are paying them for maintenance of all this fake refinery, to something refinery instead. That is subsidy. I don't know, understand me. And they will bring this money into the bill, say they are paying subsidy. The refinery will not still work after 4 years.
But that's allegedly, though, because as much as we know, subsidy is like subsidizing the cost of the petrol for the benefit of the citizens. If
you say it's an alleged, I will still prove you to invite me to come again, so that I will come with clarification to you how money is being paid to service fake refineries.
Okay, you know,
how money is being paid to service fake refinery. What are this money paid? Why are they allocating money for maintaining refinery where the refinery is not working? That is the subsidy, madam.
All right, talking about refineries, I don't know, although the MD has said a lot about how they are going to jack up the operation of refineries, and even when the President Bola Ahmed came in, he still said something about it. What do you think is not done right to ensure that these refineries are actually working?
I want you to listen and also hear what say, because why is he measuring refinery now?
Kyari mentioned it yesterday.
Yes.
And he mentioned that that was part of my first question.
That is why I was telling you that something is hidden that they have not told Nigeria. Because there is nothing wrong in kicking off refinery. If individual can build, even if they have not commissioned, can build refinery, what is wrong by Nigeria budget? Not enough to build or maintain one refinery. Not build, maintain one refinery. It's like all this Aero 5 vehicle. You understand me? They say that budgeted billions of naira to import new vehicle. All the Aero 5 vehicle in Abuja, have they finished maintaining them? No, that is a corruption because somebody want to loot. I don't know if you understand me.
Absolutely.
It is clear for you to know that corruption is what is happening. Nothing more.
I've also heard that maybe we should pick this call first.
Okay. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my good sister.
You're welcome to the press. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Asaba State, Nigeria.
Your name, please.
Kenya local government.
Your name, please.
My name is Michael Amidu.
All right, please join the conversation, Mr. Michael.
Yes, I'm very grateful for the interview you are doing with the gentleman who is talking to you people, Kyari.
Thank you.
I appreciate it because he's a right person. He's speaking the right thing that Nigeria needs to be done at this particular time now. Are you hearing me?
Absolutely, we can hear you.
Because we are tired of this big, we are tired of all these our people. Every year they will change, they will do this, tomorrow they will do this, next tomorrow they will change this. Which time they should allow young people to participate in these activities and renew this our refinery so the masses will enjoy what belongs to Nigeria. But they will not keep telling us that tomorrow, next tomorrow, now we pray that they say Bola Tinubu will come and change everything. Now people are suffering. If another person will come, everyone will do that. So let's join hands together. Let us pray. I think younger Nigeria need to pray. So that these are all men, they will remember us and do something that the children will enjoy and do what the children need to do.
All right.
So up to now, our people are suffering. So we thank the gentleman. I think you people should have time and invite the gentleman that is there to come and give you more information about what is happening in this country.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, beautiful morning to you, Alhassan.
Good morning,
Shagari. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much. You are on to SND from Lagos, and As always, let me quickly appreciate KAFTAN TV for giving us this ample opportunity to say our mind and bring out these resource personnel to discuss about the national issues. Thank you very much. We appreciate you.
Thank you too.
That is the beauty of democracy. Everybody is entitled to his own opinion. With due respect, Shagari, to my own personal understanding, I feel subsidy is a right, while palliative is for an emergency measures, and we must have to agree with that. Maybe the action of our leaders, the gap of communication, make Nigerians not to believe, and unfortunately, lack of monitoring and evaluation. Because I always mention this. 2012, there is a committee set up in the National Assembly to checkmate the activities of the subsidy. What happened? Where is the chairman of that committee today? Where are the companies who were mentioned that they have collected money for subsidy while there is zero fuel supply? So that is lack of monitoring and evaluation. But to my own personal understanding, subsidy is a right. When you look at the world, you will agree with me. One, palliative is for emergency measures. That is on that. Secondly, there is one news resonates with me from the INF director that Africa, the world economy will not be complete without a prosperous Africa. And that is right. Time will not permit me to go into details. I will have told you the kind of wealth deposited in the whole African continent, which is almost about 17% of the world economy is deposited in Africa. But are we really to actualize exact what potentials we have? The answer is no. You will agree with me. Go back to the publication by Vanguard on the 22nd of September 2017. The then permanent minister at that 1974, permanent minister at the Ministry of Finance, made mention that IMF borrowed money from Nigeria. IMF, a whole IMF, borrowed money from Nigeria, even though he never disclosed the amount. So this is to show you that we have the potentials, we have the resources, we have all what it takes to make the work. But the issue is we lack the issue of that monitoring and evaluation and good policy when it comes to economy, and that is where we are failing it. I believe this time around the African continent will open their eyes and do the reality. Otherwise, things will keep on going the way they are, which I don't pray for. I strongly believe we have good leadership, very good communication skills between the leaders and the followers, between the leaders and the interagency, because there is lack of intra-communication and there is lack of intercommunication between the agencies and the MDAs. So what are we waiting for? Are we waiting for the IMF? Are we waiting for the World Bank to come and set the economic of our continent? The answer is no. We have to do it ourselves. Thank you very much. I remain SMB from Lagos, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, SMB. Thank you for your call.
All right, Comrade Shagari, while you react to what Zion has said, I also want you to, looking at the fact, now I know you've tied the whole in operations of the refineries due to corruption, and looking at the fact that if refineries are meant to work again, it is going to perhaps create employment, curb or ameliorate crimes in this society that is due to unemployment still. Why do you think, I asked that question, I also want you to hit on it still, why do you think it is really not working? And I've also heard some analysts say perhaps if these refineries are privatized, it will work better.
If you still want me to say something different, then I don't know. You have concluded by saying by yourself that you had experts said if refineries are handed over to individual or company, it will work better. Because of what? Corruption. We need to get Nigeria right. And getting Nigeria right, we need an individual who will sacrifice his eminent life for the rest of Nigeria. Or else, we are wasting our time. It will continue recycling. Yes, globally, leaders who lead must involve in one situation, challenges another. But they came boldly, like United States of America, British and other. They came boldly to confront issue once they emerged leader of their country. And I challenge President Bola Tinubu to confront issue at hand so that he will be able to remedy Nigeria suffering. or else he was not prepared to be president of Nigeria. Because I believe the only person, as I earlier told you the other day, he prepared to be president is Olamide Tinubu. If you see the calibers of people he brought on board, okay, I will not lie you, all of them are inexperienced. In public service, they are inexperienced. But based on the reality of his objective, that you must change the narrative, I think one or two of them, I'll just watch on television here, on my entry, where they're talking about innovation and training youth. You understand me? If that is continuously happening in one segment and another, it will help. But let him always be in the city. Madam, let me know how to tell you. Even if you give it to private firm, once the corruption is not treated, it will still not work.
All right. So, you wanted to say something?
Oh, continue.
I wanted us to move on to security matters. Now, I see this headline on the Daily Sun that says, church leaders charge Tinubu to end insecurity. Police rescue 171 kidnapped victims from terrorists in Katsina. Now, we keep talking about that. We're at a stage where people sleep now with one eye open. And because today is also World Mental Health Day, it simply means that people are living in anxiety somehow, that what happens next, especially talking about one chance vehicles. If you're going to work and you're not mobile now, you start getting scared. You probably want to stand at the bus stand for like 2, 3, 5, 10 minutes to be sure that you're not boarding the wrong vehicle. Do you think that this administration is already getting it right, or they are still doing the same thing over and over again like the previous administrations when it comes to matters of insecurity?
Thank you so much. When you talked about insecurity, it touches me so much because one or two of my family members have remained victim of the insecurity, either through the vulnerability of the area or direct attack. President Olamide Tinubu security combination should have given Nigeria hope. But as I earlier said, something is really going wrong in this country and we need to treat it with urgency. The other day I drew the attention of some persons when I was speaking to media in Abuja that you don't inherit security. If you are a governor, you inherit the security of your predecessor, you are in trouble. If you are a chairman of a council, you inherit the security apparatus of your predecessor, you are in trouble. Talk about of a president of the country. So he needs to act fast. Even as he has dissolved the former service chief, there are still people in the clique who will assist him to get rid of this issue. I want President Olamide Tinubu to work with Ultimato if you really want to save Nigeria. Okay. Alhassan, if you are given a role to anchor this program and you did not deliver, I will sack you. You will do everything possible to do it better.
But he made those statements. He said whoever doesn't work...
That is why I said he should work with action, not only to err. Some people say to err is human. Forgive is divine. Let him not only err, let him act with action. I know former President Olusegun Obasanjo. He will come and take tea with you. I told you the other day. As he's taking the tea, he has paper behind him. He will drop it on your table. You have to sign up. Because you have discovered corruption or something bad in your area. Me, I have not started talking, but when I started talking, it's not about government. It's about people who are in government that are sabotaging the effort of government. Insecurity cannot be solved unless the president march and order. If president is ready to end this security today, I will assure you that there is no single kidnapping will happen in northern Nigeria. We have 19 northern states in the north and the FCT. Let's take for example Kaduna. Let's take for example, not even Kaduna, let's take for example, we have Kano as the largest populated state in northern Nigeria and Nigeria. Kano has 44 local government. And in every local government, there are traditional rulers. In ancient time, when a visitor enters community, you must submit yourself to a traditional ruler. Am I communicating?
Yeah. Yes.
They must accredit you. Know where you are coming from. Also, put people to monitor your movement. What's happening now? Even if it is population, we can still do that because US still get the number of people entering their country every day. That is security for you. That is the order of the president. If you say, oh, all this traditional ruler must be accountable to their domain and incorporate them into the Nigerian constitution, madam, if you don't do, something will happen. Because I believe that if the traditional rulers are conspiring with bad boys to enrich themselves, riding big cars, what are you riding this car for? Will you move to heaven with this car? No. But just for immediate pleasure and then on the detriment of the general public. Issue of the one chance. I want to also talk about issue of the one child. It's not about negligence. There are a clique of people that have really originated as a group for ritualists. Either for ritualists or for self-enrichment. Because when they catch you, collect your phone, they will force you to transfer money or they force you to use the ATM to transfer the money to them. If there's security, they can't transfer this money to, even if it is a shallow account. Okay, if there's security, they will trace it. But are there security? No.
Or maybe nobody cares.
No, if nobody cares, Nigeria should be able to have, if once you hire alarm, track it immediately. And there is software that's I'm entering here, it will scam me, and that software will not be seen by anybody. What does it stop Nigeria to get it? In every big town like Metama, Sukuru, where we had the students of this, now it is an issue of even manhood. Before you know, bam, they don't take your manhood. You understand me? Because everybody want to get rich before December.
Okay, and this leads me to the same question, still on insecurity. EU observers reports created wrong impression, and I actually followed the EU reports, and I saw some line of, especially during election, about insecurity, when it came violence in elections, insecurity, and the rest. And Wike here now, the FCT minister, is saying that this report, the created wrong impression, could actually mean that maybe they are wrong in the first place. Do you think, like I said, acceptance that, oh, something like this is even happening? Presently, we have issue of one chance. Many people are falling victims. I know some, and the disappearance of course, private parts in the same states, the FCT. So, do you think like we are not really paying attention? We are refusing to admit, or perhaps we don't really care? If the minister can be saying it created a wrong impression, if they had, perhaps, if we agree that, of course, those line of things that the EU has stated, some of them are right, we should reform, we should look into it, such as the insecurity. Perhaps this insecurity would have been dealing with it by now.
Yes, the FCT minister has right for his personal opinion, but I must be very frank and honest to you that the EU report so far, as I've read it too, I have read up and down, I think they are duty bound to give reports on what they see, because majority of them are not Nigeria. Yes. Majority of them are not Africa. They have right to say what will save you, and they have also right to say what will mar you. So you take precaution. Am I communicating? Yes. Because if you look at that report very well, it actually incites. In some area, it's inciting in that report. But that inciting will give us precaution to step forward so that we can close the gap. You understand me? And then, you know, build on what they have said. The EU report, as much as I'm concerned, during the election, Nigeria are not still matured to conduct free, fair, and credible election. And that will continuously happen until we are matured to say we can sit here and vote, and truly that will be the same result that will be transmitted to the general world. Or else, if you are a popular candidate and you have no money and I have money, I can stampede you because I will use boys to create violence. That is what the EU said. You understand me? Absolutely. So anywhere you stay in Nigeria, it should be a place of residence, should be also a place of vote. Don't relocate. People leave Kano to go to Enugu to vote. People leave Lagos to go to Kano to vote. What for? They want to elect a leader of their choice. And at the end, election turn violence. So who is at risk? The masses. The big one will board his jet and dash out of the country. So I'm thinking the AU report is not completely bad, but there are some there are some areas, inciting areas, like what I said. You know, they condemn Nigerian election. Let's very say to ourselves. That is inciting. You understand?
Absolutely. Okay, let's quickly take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
You're welcome to the press. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, this is Akim calling from Lagos.
You're welcome to the show.
Hello. Yeah, thank you. Hello to your Shagari, your analyst. First and foremost, I want to comment on the issue of subsidies, though I don't really understand what he's referring to. But I don't think maintenance of the refinery has anything to do with subsidy. So that's just one side I want to clarify on that side. And also, based on one of our caller, SMB, which said communication. And this is what I equally emphasize on this platform. Our government, the problem they are having is that they don't really communicate with the masses. Even if they are doing something that is right, but if you do not communicate with people, people will always interpret it wrongly. So that is just it. Then also issue of the security happening around Nigeria. You know, still go with the issue of communication. Now, if you look at the religious leaders, see, whether you are a Muslim or you are Christian or you are a pagan, whatever you think you are, you understand? Take it or leave it. Religion is a business stuff now, you understand? And it's not only one religion, you understand? Only one religion can only be seen in the open, but the other religion also what they do underneath, only God that knows. So if we really want to get things right in this country, number one, our religious leaders, go and listen to their preaching. They never preach about anything that has to do with goodness, only about wealth, or they preach about crisis, or set people against each other, especially in terms of politics. So where do you expect how do you expect peace? You understand? Then go back to the traditional leaders. These traditional leaders we are talking about, years back, like he said, Shagari said, no person will come into a particular village or local government without their knowledge of the traditional leader. So what has gone wrong? Our government themselves, the intelligence unit of this country, whatever you want to place them there, are they really functioning? They are not functioning. And no matter how good they are, even if they have the knowledge, probably definitely they are not doing what is right. Then lastly, especially in the part of the northern part of this country, you know, see, let's tell ourselves the truth. And leaders in the part of the northern part of this country, they should, even if they are showing love, they should show more love to their own citizens, to their own indigenous. Because we are all Nigeria, okay? So they should show more love because the distance is just more. There is the level of poverty is very, very high in the north. And in terms of education, you see, there are a lot. I don't just have time, but if you look at the problem Nigeria is facing today, in the actual sense, we are not supposed to be having problem of religion or tribalism. But this religion and tribalism have been hijacked by these so-called politicians. I don't care whatever political party they are. This is what they use. Psychologically, so it's not going to when somebody comes physically and use it, but by their word of mouth, by the psychology, this is the thing they use against the people in order to distract people's attention. So in Nigeria, people have to be wise. Otherwise, years back, these weapons have been used against the masses. And those very few from among us, they keep on benefiting. Let me just stop here.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Akim from Lagos.
Thank you.
Amen. God bless you too. Mr. Akim has said a lot, especially looking at the angle of divide and rule that he believes that politicians are using. And talking about intelligence reports, sometimes it baffles me that before something happens, there will be information that there were intelligence reports, especially from communities and all of that. Why is it that nothing is being done about this?
Well, Alhassan, I've said this before now, and I'm continuing to say it, and I will continue to advocate for it. Until death part me away, I will continue to say it. We don't have security leaders in Nigeria. I've said it in front of them. How will you have a security leader? You will fail to tell your president the danger, the looming danger for an advance you are going to give him. If you have a security report, like for instance, NIA, National Intelligence Agency, yeah. Their responsibility is to ensure information in every nook and cranny, summarize it in all bullet points to the president for action. But I will tell you today, even before anything happened, we have less than 3 million Nigeria police. We have less than 1 million or 2 million Nigeria DSS, and the total number of security are not up to 10 million. In every household is supposed to be one security personnel in every household. At least if your house have a security officer, either junior or senior, before anything there will be information, exchanging information. This thing is happening, and you can also link up to Alhassan, tell Victoria, tell this person, this thing is going to happen. That is what intelligence gathering. But in Nigeria, they don't care. They after holding briefcase that contain dollar and fly out of this country. If we have intelligence gathering, let me tell you something. In some other country of the world, they get volunteer, and volunteer have security cover. You can never expose the volunteer to anybody. You don't pay them much,
of course,
but you give them tips. But they give you the best job. Volunteers. I've written by hand. I've written to some security agency requesting them to empower us to give them volunteer. Not necessarily me, but to get people in every community to give them volunteer. Up to date, they are seeing the cost involved of what they can be able to use to be servicing their girlfriend and their, whatever they call it, their enjoyment, not to talk about Nigeria problem. Right? Let me tell you, in Kaduna today, let me say this thing clearly. In Kaduna today, the peace is less than the trouble yesterday. Let me say to ourselves. Am I lying? Every day in Kaduna was kidnapping. Am I lying? Since the existence of the former governor, the kidnapping have reduced. What is this? What is the issue? What was the problem? It was just mainly after El-Rufai, not after the people of Kaduna. It was just a target after El-Rufai. And the people behind who are doing it. Do you understand me? Absolutely. So, for me, I see that Nigerian intelligence is not working. If they are working, they should tell me what I thought in mind. If the Nigerian intelligence, they should tell me what I thought in mind. Because if you have intelligence, in every gathering of 10 persons, you should have a spy who gives you what they discuss there. Intelligent, they go to every newspaper stand to get. Do you know that they are intelligent? They go to places. Initially, when I was in secondary school, I hear they say some person come to our village to come and farm. They are not coming to farm to look for money. They are coming to farm to grab information from you. Today, does it care about that? I see people who are very fine looking for work to farm. You give them hole and quarters, go and farm corn. Today, is it happening? Nowhere. But let me very say to us, if we are not careful, Nigeria will spare due. And I don't pray, because the looming danger in the areas of the youth, anger, is very, very tempting. The looming danger is very, very tempting. Nigeria must have to be very careful. If that, for instance, okay, if you are budgeting trillion, I told you the other day, trillion, carry 1 trillion and empower the Nigerian youth by job. Get that job, let them be busy. You reduce insecurity. The people that are supplying ammunition to Boko Haram and other security agency from the security forces, because they're not treated fair, you're in AC. Apart from saying we are going to war, a policeman, a soldier man, an Air Force, intelligence, DSS come to office to do 1 or 2 paper write-up until when there is emergency. Are you with me?
Absolutely.
If you go to first quarter today, you will see more than 1,000 police people playing draft and ludo. 1,000. If I quote me wrong, go there and make inquiry.
Some will say it's because of a faith system already.
So, are you hearing me?
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
why are they not posting these people to rural area? What you saw by posting it to rural area? If you go to DSS, the same. If you go to NIA, the same. NIA are meant to be spy. Today, nothing like that. And I'm very pained that so many youth are anger to get engaged so I can serve Nigeria.
Thank you.
Some still pay big money, even if you pay them little. But the commitment that they're working have given the rest of mine.
Indeed, insightful. There's still a lot to be done. Well, you've heard it, viewers, from our own analyst in the house this morning. We hope that moving forward, just as the Punch headline says, Tinubu, I am focused on leading Nigeria to greatness. We hope that this greatness is actually achieved in due time. Thank you, Mr. Shagari, for coming.
Thank you once again.
Thank you.
All right, then, viewers, that's how we leave it for the press this morning. Many thanks for joining us, and don't forget to join us tomorrow for another beautiful episode. Well, I remain Victoria Agbi.
And I am Olamide Alhassan. Have a great day ahead.